We're at Tynemouth Beach in Devon, South Devon, and we're quite happily paddling along on our normal club trip that we go on every year when we realised there was 3 men with an overturned fishing boat that we could easily get to and hopefully help.
And what did you do?
We managed to, the best thing was that we managed to leave half of our club with enough cover so that they could carry on doing their activity while we managed to go over. I had 1 man on my boat and paddled him back to the beach. The guide's not here, Stuart had 2 men on his boat paddling back to the beach, while these 3 managed to get the boat in, and then Ian Hissett managed to give first aid to the men.
Keiran, what were the weather conditions like?
Well, they were very wet, very windy. It wasn't an extreme storm, but they were not something you would be going out in a boat if you've never been out in a boat before.
James, what do you think had happened to the men? How in the boat? What had happened to them?
Well, they were out at sea doing some fishing for the day, and because the water was quite choppy with the wind and rain, they'd probably the boat had turned and it got caught by a wave and just capsized over to the side. None of the guys were wearing life jackets. They only had 2, and there were 3 of them. And the life jackets all went off in their protective cases attached to the boat, so they couldn't unfortunately put them on.
And so, I mean, was it difficult rescuing them?
It wasn't too bad. We trained to rescue people from the water anyway, so we just did the normal that we do every time we practice and train.
And Ian, what condition were they in when you got them back to land?
They were getting pretty hypothermic. The first stages were setting in. They were shivering pretty violently, and they'd stopped talking pretty much. And so we just took them away from the water, put them in a survival bag, put a warm hat on them, and they started to perk up a bit. And it was by the time the ambulance got there with another bivvy bag, then they were starting to come around.
We saw them just as they were getting into the ambulance, and then we saw them again just as they were, they'd obviously come back from the hospital. We were all just getting out from the sea. And I think they're getting in the car and they were just driving off. They did kind of wave and say thanks, but that was all really. So,
you've all done really well. Are you pleased with what you did? Do you think you did the right thing?
Incredibly proud. And we're incredibly proud of the rest of the club. At the end of the day, we all worked as a massive team. The rest of the club managed to look after themselves. They had enough cover to be able to stay out and do the activity, while us guys could go off and actually help the 3 guys.
Okay.